All right, we're ready.
All good? 3, 2, 1, go. So we're back at it again.
Yep. Let's pretend those last 5 minutes didn't happen.
Second run, we went through the first one pretty quickly.
Yep.
So as we were saying before, this is all bosses on extreme difficulty. With extreme, you don't get any rations, you don't get extra life. You're in struggle town pretty much.
But you make it look easy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
You also don't get a radar, which is fun. So routing all the guards and learning where they go is also an enjoyable experience. I will recommend that one. And then the premise of all bosses is defeating, as the title says, all the bosses. Unlike the any % run where you can do as many glitches as you want to skip the game as fast as you want, such as the one I mentioned earlier by Magnum66 and I believe MGS Slay, who helped, which is the event glitch which skips about 30 minutes of the game. To the right of me, we've got Mango Punch, who's going to be running Resident Evil 2 a little bit after. I've only known him for about 6 months, but it's good enough. This guy's a little clueless. He just likes doing circles around the forklift here.
Yeah, a lot of the guards have side issues.
Oh, I don't know where he went. Other than that, we get to wait for another minute until the elevator comes down. So
Yeah.
if there's any donations or anything that you wish to announce, feel free.
So we do have a donation incentive going. Merrill versus Oticon. As far as I know, Merrill is a little bit ahead. So why don't you tell us why you don't want that to happen?
On extreme, you've got to do 12 rounds of the torture, or 2 6 rounds twice. And you need to average around like 7 to 8 pushes per second to survive comfortably. And you know, my finger doesn't need that, you know?
Yep, a vote for Merrill is a vote for carpal tunnel.
Yeah. So the elevator should be coming down any second now, so as the guard turns away. It should be like right up his crotch too, this camera angle. Oh, look at that. Bellissimo. So if you knock on the wall here, it alerts the guard in the elevator to come out of the elevator a little bit sooner, so you can just hop in and get on your way. There'll be a lot of cutscene skipping and button mashing throughout this run here. Starting right now, there'll be 3 codecs that we get to mash through. I can't wait.
First time I ever played that game, it took me at least 2 hours to get past that one bit. I did not understand the concept of stealth.
I still don't.
Why stealth when you can speed?
Exactly. It's got my load file as well, so there's a little bit of VR in there too.
Mm-hmm.
1 extra line of codec there. So coming up there's the heliport, and typically for the ultimate path you'll just run straight through and cause an alert. But I'll give it my best attempt to get the big boss rank today. No guarantees, it'll probably go wrong during one of the boss fights for sure. So doing that, we'll just wait for the spotlights here. Coming up too, there's a guard that's, I don't know, he's having a good time sleeping on the job, and you can just phase right through the dude, just straight through him. And then he'll go back to sleep. I don't know, he's probably getting paid $12 an hour.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, so yeah. So here's old mate Miller, supposedly anyway, and he's telling us about the flora and fauna of Shadow Moses, and we are not interested.
Yep. Totally Miller, 100% him. No plot twists up ahead.
Is there any time for donations?
Oh yeah, feel free
Plenty.
now if you want to.
Okay, so we have a $22 donation from Snickrappy and Beakless. On your chief, do it for the boys. We have $5.61 from the guy's name who I can't pronounce, but I'll try again. Iridescence MGS, I think I got it. Here is $5 for almost getting my name right, Mr. Host. Iceman, we really like his son.
Oh, beautiful. Well, that's not good. I'll try that.
Sorry
anyway.
about that. Here is $5 for almost getting my name right, Mr. Host. Iceman, we really like his sunglasses. Octocon, because no one likes 12 button mashing segments.
Oh, jeez for that. Good old Snick and Beakless. They stuck around for a couple of my runs since the start of the year, and Iridescence is another MGS runner too. So coming up here, we've got the DARPA Chief. We're not even. Oops.
Oh, no.
That's all right. I can multitask. Beautiful. So we've got the DARPA Chief. We're not even going to see him. He's just going to die during this black screen, and that's about it from him. So now we wait for Merrill to open up the door, and we'll be out of our way, hopefully, and going on to defeat Metal Gear Rex. Come on, go up on the bed. Just gonna take a little bit of a nap, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah. Another good thing is if you lean against this wall, you can kind of see what's going on. Oops. So this fight, you want to try and get Merrill to kill as many guards as possible if you want the big boss rank, that is. She won't kill any during this phase, unfortunately.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to shoot yet.
Unfortunately. But she learns now.
It's a bit shaky.
Pretty good.
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
There you go, you got it.
Good stuff, Sheila. So what I do here is I try and hit him about 3 or 4 times each. And Merrill, oops, I killed that dude. I'll kill him. Good stuff. You pretty much just want to hold him in a chokehold or punch him a couple of times, and Merrill will eventually kill them all, which is kind of good. This is only if you need the big boss rank, otherwise you just go ham and kill them all. I'll kill that one, that's fine.
So what are the requirements for the big boss rank?
So you need to beat the game with no deaths. I'll just kill these dudes quickly.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Merrill. Merrill, what are you doing? You shoot Nerf darts at them. Oh, good, he's gone. What a stitch up. Yes, you need to defeat the game with no deaths, under 4 alerts. 3 of them are mandatory. Technically 4 are, but we kind of exploit one. You're not allowed to kill 25 people or more, 26 or more, so 25 or less is good. And then 1 ration or less for the notorious rank.
Right, so if you let Merrill kill those guys, it doesn't count towards your
Yeah,
kill total.
correct. And if you do kill them all, you actually go over 25, which is kind of silly. But it is what it is. So now we're going to go down and hopefully find Baker. We're not going to see him either, he's just going to die somehow. And then we're going to fight Ocelot. Now there is a quicker way to defeat Ocelot here by grabbing the grenades. It saves probably 10 seconds, but I feel more comfortable with the SOCOM, and sometimes it can be funny if you do it right. And when I said earlier that you don't get rations, you do actually get 3, and you can get some from killing guards, but natural spawns, like other difficulties, they don't drop, so you're out of luck there, unfortunately. Oops, missed that one.
Got to be careful not to hit the tripwires in the middle there, otherwise it's game over.
Unfortunately. Oh, I'm out of ammo.
Love to reload, turning it back.
There's nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a weapon.
One more shot. There we go.
And that's Ocelot. So now we're going to move on. Baker's going to die during this black screen, unfortunately. We're going to get a codec call from Naomi, who loves to call us at the wrong times and hurt my finger. Eventually.
One day.
Oh,
There
good.
we go.
Almost Christmas. Beautiful. So now we're going to head off and do one of the only glitches in the All Boss category. And it just saves about a minute, maybe two, of skipping a codec call with Meryl. So we'll see that as we go up to the tank hangar.
Usually you would have to look on the back of your CD case to find Meryl's codec number, but we don't need to do that.
Just send this dude to the shadow realm and keep going.
Hitting the elevator button twice so that it arrives faster.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get lucky and it'll spawn instantly, and then other times if you press it twice, no need for luck. So we're just going to run straight down to the vent here and pretty much materialise ourselves right through it all and head this way, out of bounds. Whoops, go the long way, that's beautiful. And then magically appear out of here, and without the card, we can just open this door and go straight to the tank fight.
No problem.
Yeah.
So time for a quick donation.
Sure.
Quick one.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, so we have $11 from Shannon Zivkovic.
Yes.
$11.31 saying Mango and Iceman together on the couch.
Whoops, that's not good. That's not good. That's bad. That's even worse. I can't get up.
See how you like that?
Thought you were stuck there for a second. So what it's trying to do is throw the grenades into the hatch.
And fail.
If it lands on top of the hatch, it will damage the guy, but it won't do as much damage as if he lands it inside.
Beautiful. No, come back here. That's a start. That should be close enough. That wasn't
Did that-
close enough. Okay.
How did that?
I love this game.
Marathon runs, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful. I was practicing earlier and then like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you got it first.
Go. Oh, that one went into orbit too. Where are my grenades going? Stop shooting me, please. No, mate. Mate.
Don't look. Nobody look.
So we walked into the tank and died, supposedly. That's all right, we just spawned right out here. Feel free to continue that donation if you wish, there's not much problem. Round two.
All right.
That's better.
There we go. Perfect.
I've seen better, but it's still alright.
See how you like this?
Let's see how you like this one. Oh, I missed.
Ooh, almost.
Dark. Oh, that has to be it.
I think that. There we go.
Oh, beautiful. So that's the tank
First
fight.
try.
Yeah, first try. There is an ultimate path to doing that. So if you follow the route that I did to approach the tank, typically you want him to stay horizontal as the first grenade destroys him. And then what happens after that is you can line yourself up with the back wheel and aim at a specific spot and nail the second grenade easy. But I struggled there, unfortunately.
More Naomi Kodak.
Can't get enough of them. Can't live with her, can't live without her. Just going to wait a bit here because the guard takes a bit to turn around at the top of the stairs. There we go. This is one of the worst places to get an alert in because you're pretty much guaranteed a death due to how it performs. When you get an alert, the whole place gets filled up with gas until the alert is over. But unfortunately for me, that's not enough time. This guard here as well is really tight. If you bump any of the walls here, you might as well stay inside this door that's going to be close. Might as well stay inside that room there. So he turns around the corner at the bottom right at a screen and spots you, but only on extreme. Some downtime if you want to call anything out, it's free.
Alright, so we don't have any donations, but do you want to plug the donation incentive by any chance?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was just a little surprised now the missile blew up. Yeah, so at the moment we've got a donation incentive which will end after the wolf fight. I'll let people know when that actually is. Which is a bidding war between who we're going to save during the torture, whether we're going to save Meryl or let her die. And of course, letting her die is escaping with Otacon.
Yeah, currently for that, Octacon is in the lead with $50.68, and Meryl is sitting at $17.28. So if you want to save Meryl, get your donations in now. I will say.
Just a reminder, saving Meryl will cause physical harm to his hand because he will have to mash quite a bit.
Why? Why do you have to do this?
What's going on?
You gonna stay there, little buddy, or you gonna fall off again? Yeah. So we're shooting off into the Grey Fox fight here, and maybe that's what's causing it. Typically I don't really get hit here, but I'll equip the ration just in case, because knowing my luck, it's just going to go wrong.
Make me feel alive again. Good. Now we can fight as warriors. Hand to hand. It is the basis of all combat.
Hopefully that helps.
Only a fool trusts his life to a weapon.
So having the gun here equipped, you'll see an exclamation mark, an exclamation mark above his head, and it's pretty much he's spooked out to using a weapon, and it allows you to get a free hit in at the start. And other than that, you just pretty much manipulate him to go where you want him to go, or just follow his pattern. So he'll do a repetitive pattern of, what am I doing? Flipping and then trying to stomp on you on the ground. Crouch here, play it safe. So if you crouch, you'll actually, you force him into doing the stomping attack. So if you feel like you're going to get hit, just go into that animation and you can pretty much stop him from attacking you. Oh, good butt. Look at that.
Hurry up and catch me.
Dummy thick.
Dummy thick. So you want to unequip the weapon here, because if you get too close while having a weapon equipped, he'll just automatically go to the using his blade, and he'll just chop you up pretty much. It's not really a fun thing to have happen. So I'll crouch here and just force him into stomping me, which is safer. Then we go into his third phase.
Like old for this pain.
I bet you have, buddy. So on extreme, unlike any other difficulty, he actually does this all while using the stealth camouflage, making him invisible. Just adds that little extra difficulty of trying to find out where he is. But you can lure him up into this section here and kick some air apparently. Oops, wrong one. So standing here, he'll always spawn in front of you, allowing you just to give him the old left, right, good night.
The feel of battle, the clashing of bone and sinew. That's good, Snake.
Oh yeah. You definitely want to watch out for his final attack. So after you deplete his life bar, he goes into, I don't know, something straight out of Dragon Ball Z, I tell you. And I've seen so many runs just get destroyed by that. And I can't help but laugh, even if it happens to myself. And now we get to sit in the black screen for about a minute. Or a codec first. Yeah, feel free. Yep.
Just to remind everyone joining in, we are the Australian Speedrunning Marathon. We're currently holding this event at the Mod Studio at UniSA in the Adelaide CBD from July 2nd to the 4th, and then we'll be moving over to AvCon for the second half of the marathon over the weekend from July 6th to 7th. We are raising money for charity for Beyond Blue, a charity for mental health and depression and suicide prevention. So, a very fabulous cause, so be sure to get your donations in for that, as we have a lot more content on the way.
So we're about to receive a codec from Meryl. Here it comes. I don't know how she got our number because we didn't call her earlier. We kind of skipped that part. And it looks like she's in trouble, so we're going to go and save her. A little bit more black screen too. It's about 30% of this run, just black screens.
Yep.
Beautiful. So as you'll notice, unlike other difficulties as well, I mentioned earlier, your life doesn't increase after boss fights. So that'll be my life bar until the torture room, where it refills. Then after the torture, it's at the rope rappel. And then once you do the rope rappel, that's your life bar for the rest of the game. So if you butcher the rope rappel and only leave yourself with a one-hit kill, that's how you're going to play the rest of the game, which is kind of fun. I love it. Of course, you will get a ration here and there from guards, or Oticon gives you one in the torture room, but you try and avoid using those. Yeah, feel free.
Go for it.
All right. So Luke, Stunt Guy, 3,000 just donated $54.06, just saying, save Meryl, incentive donation.
No, it's an old schoolmate of mine. I'm going to kill him later.
But thank you for the donation.
Yeah,
Much
thank you.
appreciated.
Don't move.
We all appreciate it. My fingers don't. I've got to find my shoe.
And
Okay,
if you need me
let's
to
go.
do some mashing
I
for you,
know
I
this
can-
place better than you. I'll
I
be
haven't
quick.
practiced, but yeah.
Follow me.
Beautiful.
That's strange. There's no guard.
What happened to the music?
I'll keep a lookout. Make sure you're ready, okay?
Oh, buddy, you should have helped me earlier. Now you get a deserved flip. Just run away. So coming up here is the Mantis fight. It has one of the most unique aspects about it is the fact that you've got to swap controllers to actually deal damage to
Come on,
him,
Mr. Foxhound.
which
The commander is waiting.
at its time was phenomenal, really. But it annoys me because I've got to do it every time I run the game.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid very well known for its fourth wall breaks. Snake, tried plugging the controller into the other port.
I tried. It's a PS3.
All right.
Actual dialogue in the game.
So Merrill is currently sitting at $71.34 and Octocon at $50.68.
Okay.
You can do it. It's fine.
So we're going to swap the old controller here.
There we go.
Beautiful. So he should spawn right above me here, and you just dome the dude, and then try and find him later on.
Oh, I should ask you guys, when exactly does the incentive cut off?
After I defeat the sniper battle coming up in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
All right, boys, so if you don't want him to get RSI or carpal tunnel, get your donations in right now.
Please do. So Psycho Mantis is psychic, and he's trying to read Snake's mind, but he can't because he's using the other controller port. No.
Oh, whoops. Along with my finger getting destroyed by doing the torture, Merrill does add an extra 5 minutes in time, but I've got that compensated in the estimate. I forgot to count again, so we're just like hoping for the best that I count to 20 hits. Now stand up, buddy. So with this fight here, it's actually quite unique. The
Don't worry, that's part of the game.
yeah. The grenades actually deal a boatload of damage, but Mantis is programmed to re-heal about 90% of that. I think maybe even 100%, I'm not too sure actually. But we can manipulate this by getting his life bar down to a certain amount so that when we throw the grenade at him, it triggers the Merrill cutscene. And then what happens is the grenade does all its damage and we save a little bit of time. But on extreme, it changes per difficulty and how many hits you actually have to do. And on extreme, it's 20, which I believe is that. Ooh.
Why couldn't I read your mind?
So hopefully if I've done that right, Meryl will stand up and then she'll be tired and fall back asleep or something like that. Yeah, there she goes. Catch her.
You are powerful indeed, but I know your weak point.
Meryl, stand right where I can see you.
You and blow your brains out.
Now typically you're told just to punch her, but violence against women is a no, so we're going to use a stun grenade. And she just goes back to sleep. And you'll watch Mantis' life bar here go from about half to almost nothing from that grenade, which is kind of nice. Where's he going? Also, because of the lack of picking up the thermal goggles, we're just going to hold first person view, which actually shows his perspective, and then hopefully use that to find out where he is. I want the chairs here. Forget the lamps. Look at the lamps. Typically there, it changes depending on what frame I believe you hit him after that phase. And sometimes you get the chairs coming at you and sometimes you get the lamps. The lamps take a lot longer to deal with and I hate the lamps because they're the reason I die in this game. And that's Mantis.
That's game.
Now everybody has. I shouldn't have polished off that Fanta I had earlier. It's coming back with a vengeance.
Plug controller.
Oops, yeah, that's right.
Right, so we've got another out of bounds coming up, right?
Yeah, we do. It saves 2 seconds, if that. But the reason why I do it is because with the life bar I have here, the wolves are just going to eat me and tear me apart. So it saves me having to deal with the wolves. And now we're outside.
There we go.
Do we have time for 2 quick donations?
Yeah, feel free.
All right, so we got a donation from a guy named Devo Mate, giving $11.31, just saying, tell Iceman to drink a slab of Winnie Blues and smoke a pack of VB long necks. Rad Shaz donates $11.31. Save Octocon, please. That nerd needs all the help he can get.
Stay back, okay?
The radar is working.
Thanks, Jazz.
Since we can't
And
use the
Devo.
mine detector either.
Both
Leave it to
legends.
me.
I think Shaz wanted to come down here from New South Wales, but unfortunately couldn't. And Dev, I don't know.
Glad you're watching, though.
Yeah, glad you're watching anyway.
So this part's really precise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mines around here, and he needs to follow that path exactly to the pixel.
Yeah. So in a second, Meryl's about to brag about how her psychic powers have helped her maneuver around these mines. She's drawn like a cowboy type hat figure in the ground there, and we're supposed to follow it.
So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh?
This is
How
a
did
tough
you know
bit.
where the mines were?
I sweat every time I get
weird,
here.
but when Mantis dove into my mind, I was able to see where the mines were placed. Are you impressed?
Wow. A little.
So I'm not going to look here. Like I'm just
Only a
gonna.
little?
close
No,
my
don't
eyes.
do it,
I've got
don't do
this.
Oh, it's risky.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good job, Meryl.
that was tough.
You helped.
It's oddly enough, you can just run straight through. Just hold it up on the D-pad and you avoid all the mines. So Meryl's whole rigmarole there was a waste of time.
All right, so currently Merrill is sitting at $71.34, and Octocon is sitting at $61.99.
Come on, Otacon.
Where's my wallet? Well, there's a mine there.
Oh, yeah, here's a boss fight coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, we're going to get the PSG one first.
Yep.
Right.
So,
So if I'm ever going to die in this run from a stupid thing, it's going to be this wolf here. I've got to shoot him, unfortunately. I feel bad, because...
don't look, don't look.
Yeah, don't look.
Happy thoughts.
He's still alive, though. It's fine. And this one here, too, if I find him. Oh, he's gone. That's cool. The amount of times I've died to those in a run, uncountable. It's the funniest thing. So now we get to backtrack. First time backtracking in the game, pretty much, all the way back to the start to pick up a PSG-1 in the armory of the second floor tank hangar. And arguably, from myself and many others that play this game, the armory is the toughest part to go through without getting alert. I don't know how to do it safe, so we're just going to do it completely risky, which could end up in a death. But if I do it, it looks good. I promise you that.
Good thing about this game, if you die, you just reset at that room, I think. Is that right?
Unless you're trying to save Meryl and your fingers give way, and that's the only permadeath in this game.
Yep. You only get one chance of that.
But I have a save backed up just in case. Shouldn't happen though.
Time for another quick donation.
Yep, feel free.
Tromboncino, I hope I pronounced that right, donated $5.97. Mental health is a very important topic for me, but even more important is to donate during my boy's Iceman run. Of course, money goes towards Octocon.
Good. Thanks, Trom. He's a absolute crazy. Oh, one second, I'm just going to avoid these mines here. If I die to him, I'm going to be upset. Yeah, beautiful. He's a crazy runner of this. He does the PC platform of this game and holds many world records of it. He's crazy. But a really friendly person, be it that. So I could use the ration, heal myself up, but I don't feel like it.
Nah, you'll be fine.
So this bit here, B2 floor is, like I said before, is probably the most dangerous floor in the whole run. It can easily go wrong with everything. Oh, Joe. We'll use it. Wait, no, get out of the way. That's alright.
Yeah, this is a really tough bit.
So what happens is I flip the first dude and you've got to hold left so it flips him out of screen, otherwise he spots you. Then I knock on the wall under the pipes, alerts the guard just below me. That's a wrong flip, I'm not going to be able to do it. And it alerts this guard here. He comes up, I flip him as he turns the corner. And then this bit here is like the dodgiest bit. You rotate around and go through the lasers, which you're not really supposed to, but I do anyway. You should be on the left, I think.
There we go.
Yeah. A little bit slower than what I can do, or what I prefer, but that's still fine. It's better than dying.
All right, so Merrill's at 71 cents. $71.34 still, and Octacon's at 67 cents and nice. $67.96.
Beautiful. If I didn't spend all that money on McDonald's, we could put an Octagon.
Oh man.
So coming up here, there's 2 cameras in the middle of this minefield, and they're RNG based, 50% facing left when you spawn in and 50% facing right. Given my life bar, I'm not going to gamble the stream, so we're going to throw a chaff grenade and just avoid all that.
These cameras have guns attached to them, by the way.
Yeah, but later on I'll come through here and I won't throw a chaff just to test my luck, and I can guarantee you I'll get shot anyway. So coming up here as well, there's a guard straight up. He's probably hide straight off Gumtree, I can tell you that much, because he's going to look directly at me and not even have a care in the world. Beautiful. Alright, I've got a friend from Eastern America who pronounces it as Oticon, like the way that Merrill does at the end of the game. Funniest thing. So most people coming up here is the wolf fight, which will be the end of, once I defeat her, we'll call the end of the incentive. But, so make sure to vote for Oticon.
Please vote for Oticon.
But the fight itself is arguably one of the hardest in Extremal bosses. If she crouches, you get about 0.8 seconds to react. And if she lays down, it's about 1 second. If she peeks behind the pillar, it's also about another 1 second. So.
Okay, sorry, I just have to read this. Luke Anderson donated $28.66. Let's round hashtag save Merrill up to an even $100.
Oh my god.
I want to stitch up. Alright, who's got 33 bucks they can chuck on Oticon? Oops, I was supposed to fire there.
Oh.
Yeah, so what happens here is if you hold first person and missed, alright. If you hold first person and L1 or R1, you can shift your weight and dodge all those shots. I'm missing, okay, beautiful. And it's the only way to pretty much dodge her bullets. So you got to react what am I doing? React pretty quickly. Beautiful. Where'd you go?
Good fight.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, that's probably one of the hardest fights in the game. The other one would be the second wolf fight, and that would also be the end of the incentive too, because coming up is the torture room.
All right, so the incentive is now shut, is it?
Yes.
It's done.
Okay, so Merrill wins with a clean $100, and Oticon, I said it right, is behind with 67 and 96.
Oh. Don't move! All right. Get that thumb ready.
Yeah, I might have to take the jacket off there.
No, seriously, thank you all for the donations. It's very much appreciated. It is for a very good cause, so thanks.
Alrighty. If the mic comes off, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do like max RPM this one.
All right.
Alrighty. I'm in the zone. Okay, just 11 more to go.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
Please do. I love it.
Had enough yet? We're not finished
So the
yet.
issue itself here isn't really the mashing. I can do that comfortably, but what happens is after a while, the fatigue hits in. And so like later on down the track, when I get to like the bosses, my arm is just an absolute pain. And so it's good fun. Beautiful.
You still okay? Want me to go on?
No.
No, please, stop.
Can you take one more?
He says one more, but he's still got... he's got 3 in him. Like, that wasn't the last one.
Give up.
Make it easy on yourself. One more time. Alrighty.
Come on. You don't want to die like this, do you?
I could do this
I could
all
do
day.
this all day.
I reckon I could.
I wouldn't. I would give up immediately.
Alrighty, so we get a little bit of break here, and then we come back for 6
You're
more
a
rounds.
strong man.
Beautiful.
Well, that's enough for now, I think.
42
You're the
rounds.
boss's
That's rough.
brother, all right. Your brother, he's an amazing man.
I mean, most of that was because of technical issues, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
A little bit was.
42, okay. So now we get to wait in here for a bit. We can just mess around with the glitches and go on the bed and that. Funny thing here too is apparently laying on the bed like a normal human being confuses Johnny, and I don't know, he just doesn't like us laying on the bed.
What the hell are you doing?
Don't know.
It's a bed. It's for sleeping, buddy.
Exactly. Dude's got no idea. It's a perfect time for any announcements or donations because we'll be here for a while.
Shut up in there, will ya? Shut up in there, will ya?
You can turn Snake into a Beyblade too if you want. Oops. Oh, they put a lot of effort into these maggots too.
Oh, ew, ew, ew. Get that away. No,
Dude,
look away.
they're made of like 4 polygons. They're beautiful.
It's still gross.
Shut up! Shut up!
Alrighty, here we go.
Round 2.
It's showtime. Ocelot wants you.
Oh,
Remember, you guys did this.
yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you once more.
Yeah, we get it.
Oops. Beautiful.
How did you like that? Shall we go again? enough yet?
We're not
We're
finished
not
yet.
finished yet.
I think they're like 42 is rough, but got the Merrill in here too, so
Yeah.
that's why.
You still okay? Want me to go on?
Can you take one more?
Can you take one more?
1 times 3.
Another good thing too, I'll try and talk while doing this. On easy, we only have to do 2 lots of 3 to save Merrill. On normal, it's 2 lots of 4. Hard is 2 lots of 5, and on extreme, there's 2 lots of 6 to save Merrill. So that's why you get the extra dialogue here, which
Make it
seems a little bit
easy on
misleading because he says 1 more time, 3 extra
One
times.
more time. Come on. You don't want to die like this.
Do you?
I
could
could
do
do
this
this
all
all day.
Beautiful.
All right.
We save Merrill. At the expense of a wrist. So we get to wait here a little bit more. Old mate goes to the bathroom. And then our friend Otacon, well, hold on, 1 more mash. It's like the extra
gotta take
torture. Yeah. This one's long as too. It's like the 2nd longest codec in the game. It's like 30 minutes of, no, not 30 minutes, what am I talking about? A bit long. It's like 30 seconds of skipping.
So really, the torture didn't stop.
Nah. This was the DLC expansion pack. Fortunately, I guess this is probably why most people run the PC port, is you can actually just skip these with the spacebar, I believe is the button. You just skip it straight up, like you would do with cutscenes. But, yeah, I much prefer the console. The PC is really broken. This old mate's about to go to the dunny.
Fun fact, Merrill and this guy end up marrying at the end of MGS4.
Yeah. He's a ladies man.
Yeah, of course.
He's going to need some air weak and Dettol to fix that scent. No, here comes our friend.
Hey, I'm here. Where?
Oh, jeez.
He's coming back. See you later.
Wait.
Wait.
Oops. That was a mistake. So we use the old ketchup, the old switcheroo to make it look like we're bleeding. A guard comes in and then we rush him. And we avoid all continuity and actually kill him so MGS4 doesn't happen.
Snake, you created a time paradox. Sorry, Johnny.
Sorry, my friend.
Awkward.
So we're going to grab our stuff and mosey on our way back to the underground base. Also, I forgot to mention near the start, having any weapon equipped actually makes Snake run faster by about 5%. So that's pretty much why we have most of the chaff grenade equipped, because we use it most often. But I tested all of them along with many other people that have tested it. Every weapon's the same amount of speed, so it's about 5% quicker than running with no weapon. Here comes that RNG camera I spoke about before, but this time we're not going to throw a chaff, we're just going to roll the dice and hope for the best.
Yep, you got the health to deal with it now.
Yeah. If I get shot, that means I can only take 2 hits in... What am I doing? Yeah, nearly ran straight into a mine. It means I can only take 2 hits in the tower climb.
Oh.
That's alright. Oh, that's not alright, but
No, that's not good.
whatever. I'll take it. So coming up again is that same guard earlier, who honestly just does not want to be here. He's just taking his paycheck and chilling out, really. He's probably on smoko for all I know, but you'll have a good glance at where we are and not even have a care in the world. It's good. Oh, good elevator. So it's a little scary now. Probably have to use a rash on the tower climb. It is possible to do the whole tower climb damageless, but it's tricky. It's more RNG really, along with where you're positioned when you're running up. Some good beats out there, yeah. And once again, we're just going to skip the dogs here. Whoops. Yep. Oh yeah, good thing I opened up the inventory there too. We saved Meryl, so there's a time bomb in our inventory. In about 116 seconds, it's going to detonate and we die. But we can't throw it. I'll just keep it in my inventory till later. Oops, there's not the door. Where's the door? Keep forgetting about the time bomb. I don't normally run with Meryl. So up ahead, there's a mandatory alert from the camera just above the door as you enter the communications tower. This can be manipulated. You still get the alert, but you can avoid the cutscene that plays if you do get spotted by throwing a stun grenade or regular grenade, so it lands on one side of the door and you're standing on the other, and then when it explodes, the alert takes place and you don't get the cutscene, so we'll be hopefully doing that. Using a stun grenade also stuns the guards behind that chase you, so it's helpful too.
By the way, the stun grenades in this game look like a water bottle.
Yeah, good old Puma. So that's beautiful. So normally if you walk straight through there, you get like a 5-10 second cutscene of the alert happening, Snake turning around and realising there's 3 guards behind him. All the guards in front of you here are actually scripted, so there'll be 1 on the 8th floor, 2 on the 11th, and then X amount after that. So, but the guards behind you, those are, it just depends on how slow you're going or how fast you're going, and also when you throw the stun grenades. Definitely equip that though.
Just for safety.
Just for safety. So we flip this. Oi, buddy. So we flip this dude here. Throw a stun grenade. And what happens there is throwing a stun grenade there will knock these 2 out, but it will spawn a guard in front of us that isn't scripted. There. Ooh. And 2 apparently. Beautiful. I love it. It's only supposed to spawn 1 there, but he spawns it right in front of you and you take a hit regardless. There's no way to avoid it. That's beautiful. Still gonna do that. Bring me some too. So hopefully I don't get shot this time and we can progress up to the next fight. Oops, I forgot to throw a stun grenade. So we're going to take a hit here in the second guard. Oh, hold on. Lucky day.
Hey!
Casino's just on the road. So because we didn't throw a stun grenade there, a guard won't spawn in front of us here. But there is a scripted one on the 28th floor of the stairs coming up. And he comes in hot, but it is possible to dodge him. Throw this dude. So, not this one, but the next stairs, there'll be a dude that just like rockets in from the left and you just flip him. And then keep going your merry way. I thought I could do that the first time. Keep going. Yes, that wasn't too bad. I think that was damages too.
First try.
Yeah, nutty, yeah, first try. First one didn't happen. So now Liquid's going to cut. I held L2, but whatever. Liquid's going to come in and stop us from passing the roof here, and we have to rope rappel down the side of the building, Mission Impossible style. And the damage that we take during the rope rappel, we want to take as least, the least amount as possible, because the health that we're left with at the end is what we're left for the rest of the game, on extreme at least. Up until the Rex fight, at least anyway, that is. So there's plenty of ways to do this. The fellow earlier who donated Trom, he's come up with some nice ways to do this damageless, and I've yet to even follow his guide, so I'm just going to do it my way. It's a little bit slower, but I'm more comfortable with it. Shot here again, hold on. Oh, good. Good stun. So that's not too bad, we only get hit once. The steam does less damage than the gun, so can't complain. So these walkway guards here, I'll probably take a hit as well, because I'll try something risky, but it looks good, at least. That's what I care about.
It's all about the cool factor.
Where's the grenades? Oh, okay. Ooh, I'm going to take a death here. It's all over. I'll take a death and restart it. Hold on. Almost Keanu Reeves there for you.
Dodge this.
Yeah, so it's a little tricky. Sometimes they shoot phantom bullets at you and there's nothing you can do about it. I just went the long way with the grenades. Did the stun grenade do anything, or?
Oh, you had a regular grenade.
Oh.
I think you just blew yourself up.
Oh. Special.
Yikes.
I'm sitting there like, where's the stun? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, keep it, it's fine. Now, the only reason why we keep holding the grenade here is there's a cutscene that forces us to equip the SOCOM, so there's no point changing. But yeah, that's pretty much the strat there, minus taking the damage and the 2 deaths. Definitely downtime if there's any donations or announcements too, because we'll be just running upstairs for a while. Remember that time bomb that I said I was going to dispose of?
Oh God, no. I'm sorry. I was supposed to remember that as well.
I didn't dispose of it.
Well, now we know.
Fortunately, no donations, but just a reminder that we are donating for the charity Beyond Blue. They help support people with mental illnesses all across Australia. Really proud of their work. Any donations would be greatly appreciated.
Duran song stuck in my head.
Back up you go.
Back up. Yeah, there's a bit of a mishap down there. It turns out Snake can't jump half a metre down a staircase. And so now we're going to go fight a hind D to get around it, unfortunately. In the Twin Snakes remake on the GameCube, it makes more sense that the staircase is actually broken further up, so it looks like you can't jump it, but a little silly, but that's alright. Snake, don't shoot. It's me, Snake. We almost like never see Otacon throughout the whole run.
Yeah, I think we saw him once. And now we don't get to see him again. Because we didn't get the Otacon ending.
That's it. I can't remember how much life I've got, but it is possible to use one chaff grenade to time it properly through 2 of these cameras here. I'll try it now, just for the fun of it. But you're more than likely going to get hit by the camera. And you're not really supposed to do it on extreme, it's too risky for the amount of life that you have, but what makes the fun, what fun is, I can't speak English anymore. Oh, yeah, that's why you don't do it. That's alright, I got a ration anyway. Unfortunately, the idea of trying to get that big boss rank died nearly at the start. So we'll grab some extra ammo here for the fight, and then hope for the best that I can do it. Shadowboxing. The biggest problem with this game, or enemy at least, isn't the bosses, it's just punching ladders and trying to climb them. He's got a real habit for just punching the ladder. Oh, I missed. I missed too. Beautiful. Oh, that missed as well. It was locked on and it still missed.
Oh, wow.
Love the game.
There we go.
That was nothing.
The first phase here isn't too difficult, he just hovers across every time you shoot him. The last shot before the end of the phase, he swaps up and actually starts trying to shoot you instead of hiding. That's going to miss. Oh, the luck's
shot.
turning around. Oi. So there's one more shot into the next phase. And this one is going to be a little bit more aggressive than the last ones. Thank you. Now you can get a pretty nutty shot here if you line yourself up. I mean, we don't really need to line yourself up, but I do anyway for cover. You shoot it before the hitbox even appears, and it hits him almost perfectly. But it's a mixed bag, really. You're just hoping that he flies into it. He didn't, unfortunately, that's fine.
Worth a try.
That's it. Or risky straight? Yes, I think so. I'm going to do it. I'm a one-hit kill, but if you stand under him, he can't shoot you. Let's just hope that he doesn't fly away.
Close, yeah. There we go.
Beautiful. And that's the R&D fight done.
It's just got one more attack in him.
But we can just chill here. That's
Yeah.
fine. get a nice action shot. What will be sketchy though is the elevator fight coming up with one hit kill. 4 guards drop into you. Well, they don't really drop, they've been hiding there the whole time with the stealth. But it's probably one of the hardest parts on Extreme if you're not careful with your life and you do silly mistakes like I do. Because right now I'm a 1 hit kill and I'm trying to take on 4 guards in an enclosed area. I've got backup strats, don't worry.
Yeah.
They're all going to go wrong.
More mashing.
So what I'll do instead is the checkpoints in this game from when you die. Punch the ladder some more, that's alright. They're for each loading zone, so this here is a loading zone between areas. And so if I die, I'll return to this cutscene here of climbing down the ladder. So to save me the hassle of running down these stairs, if I were to die in the elevator, I'll manipulate it to appear at the door next to the elevator by just going in it and coming back out. It's only saving time if I die. It wastes time if I...
Oh, there's one. Ooh.
That's cool. It only wastes time if I don't die, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Beautiful. So the timing of these grenades isn't too difficult to learn once you realise that you just prime at the top of one set of stairs and throw it at the top of the next set. And you'll just hit the you hit the cameras perfectly every time. So now, and then just throw it as soon as you get to the top of these stairs. Oh, they're after me.
Yeah.
The dude in the elevator, he appears in the top left every time. He'll always drop a ration, but we're not really going to kill him first. Actually, I think we do kill him first. He runs down to where I choke him. So yeah, this here, just me, like I said before, just setting up the checkpoint if I were to die. So I just spawn here next to the elevator.
I think this is probably my favourite part of the run.
Hopefully. Saving Meryl has prepped me for it.
Yep.
Gotta get into the fighting position.
Too late, Snake. Now die.
Oops, I didn't do that.
And he's just going to break everybody's necks. Ooh.
Yeah, I was supposed to choke, not flip the first dude, or second dude, sorry, so that's what happened there, unfortunately, but that's fine. Another good mechanic as well, I didn't really mention because we don't use it until later, is if you unequip a weapon and re-equip it at enough speed, you actually don't make any footsteps, so all those noisy floors can be cancelled. You'll see that more later on when I get to the Rex's lair.
Too late, Snake. Now die.
Oh, did I flip the dude twice? No, no. Oh. That's good enough, as long as I don't die.
There we go.
It's basically, as long as you don't flip them, you can choke them all out in a succession order and they don't shoot you at all. But you just got to be quick, that's all. Yeah, feel free.
We have a $11.31 donation from the BBG 13. Hey man, best of the luck with the run today and looking forward to see you return with Driver someday to beat your PB. Hope everyone has a great event.
Thanks, Wiper. Appreciate it. Yeah, before I started getting heavily into this, I was running Driver on the PS1. Supposedly have the world record on it, but like I'm not fast. I just play the games for fun, to be honest. But he is definitely a big fan of the driving games Viper, and probably the strongest competition in the driver category. So this will be a tough fight, especially with the life bar. I don't really want to have to use the ration. Oh, okay. All right, love, calm down. And she'll appear right here.
Good fight.
That's good.
No damage.
Clean too.
Yeah.
The reason why I wanted to keep the ration is there's another elevator fight coming up which is just as tough as the one we just did. Some say it's tougher and some say it's easier. Yeah, it's just open to interpretation. But it's always good to have a ration there just in case. Again, like I've got strategies, we all do, for doing it damageless, but they don't really go well sometimes. And this too. Which is it? So coming up here, I'll try a really risky strat. Well, it's not really risky, it's just tough to do. You throw a stun grenade, it explodes but doesn't cause an alert due to where it's located. Kill a dude, throw a grenade to explode the crane, and then throw another well-timed grenade to kill another guard. The stun grenade knocks out the other dude so he doesn't hear the grenade. Oh, I didn't blow up the crane.
Oh.
That's fine. We just do that so we can destroy the crane here because it's all RNG based and it can waste plenty of time, so you've got to wait for it. But if it were to go well, I would have destroyed the crane, been able to manoeuvre across and then deal with the guard that you could have just seen in the corner of the screen there with another grenade.
Oh no.
Crane.
Just come back this way.
That's it.
Just a little bit.
It'll be on top of me, I guarantee. Next time, it'll stop right on top of me. You can feel it. Alright, see you later.
There we go.
Now the problem with that though is because we waited so long, this guard can be absolutely anywhere. And I can take a hit here, but I don't really want to. Or it can be right in front of me, it's fine. Typically it's more southern, like just below you. I'll give the stun grenade crack another crack.
Yep.
Yeah, we destroyed the crane, good stuff.
There we go.
Now I just need to time this grenade properly to drop this guard. Catch you, mate.
See you, buddy.
Very good stuff. Rough. Should still be sub 2 hours though, as long as everything goes well. So what we do here is if we enter the room, exit, and then re-enter it again, it spawns the elevator up for us, so we don't have to wait for it. And we'll get the ration ready so I don't die. Okay. That's a good bit of damage, but that's fine. We didn't die. Now from here on out, there shouldn't be too many issues. The last few bosses are relatively simple with the exception of the liquid hand-to-hand, which can go wrong really quickly. But if it goes right, like it's really phenomenal to watch. This camera here also is 50-50 whether it aims at you or not. So you just need quick reflexes to pull back if it's going to shoot you. Little codec from Miller too coming up. Coming up here is probably arguably the funniest boss battle. Without the use of what we're about to use now, kind of like a stun lock trick, it's quite a difficult boss battle and really enjoyable. I did enjoy it when I played it normally, but it's going to look funny the way we do it. Just went the long way to the key. So what happens here is he kind of just gets stuck in his iframes almost, and then he can't shoot the missile, so you just unload into him, and then the boss is over.
He's a tough dude though.
Very tough boss battle.
Perfect. Alrighty, sweet. So we're going through here, and this room's just riddled with cameras. There's about 36 of them in this room alone. And they're not even going to see us walk across this bridge, despite being all along the wall there. And then here's Rex's lair, which is the final room of the game, but we've still got some backtracking to do, unfortunately. So close, but so far.
Yeah. So Oticon's going to call us before every one of these ladders to tell us the same thing. And it's quite annoying. The last one goes forever. So what happened there is I pressed the select button to answer it earlier than you should. There's no real advantage to it other than the manipulation of the guard later on, because you have to pause while Snake answers it automatically, and this gives the guard enough time to walk out of the area that I'm used to. So if I answer it immediately, we can just get him used to the same position that he will be for the rest of the game, which means I can now throw a chaff grenade and he'll be just as useless as that guard earlier who spots me but doesn't actually spot me. He's good. Oh, I died too.
Wait.
Yeah, I died.
Oh no! Oh, just as he went through the door.
What happened there is I was obviously cancelling the animation of running so he doesn't make noise, and I let go a little bit too early so he heard me and must have been really good at shooting. And I forgot to press select there too, so he's not going to be in the right position. Ooh. Ooh. Can I do this? Oh. He didn't connect the kick or the stitch up. I'm not even fussed about dying, I just don't have to skip this codec again. That doesn't normally happen in either of them. I can answer it early, cool. Third time's a charm.
Yep. There we go.
That's what we wanted to do. So we
Still got to run past him how many more times? 3 more times?
3 more coming in and 3 more going out, but one of them's within an alert phase. So after this codec, there's going to be one cutscene. You don't want to hold X for too long, otherwise you start crouching in the gameplay. And there's going to be a guard that comes in hot. You want to hold the analog at about 7 o'clock to avoid him. Anywhere else and you get shot. Beautiful.
Got him.
That's not really much of an issue on other difficulties, but given the life and extreme, that would have been a death for sure. So he's just like, oh, it's a ladder. I can't climb those. Didn't take my training course.
Not certified.
That's it. Doesn't know his 3 points of contact, so he's not going to follow us.
And he gets paid $5 an hour.
That's it. Now, if you've got 10 alerts or less, a rat actually picks up the power card here, and you've got to kill the rat to get the card back. And if you've gained more than 10 alerts, then the card's just going to be in the water for you to find. And I can't remember how many alerts I've had, but I think it's less than 10.
Do we get the good rat or the bad rat?
And that's the other thing too. When you get the rat, it's completely random whether where he spawns.
And bad rat.
And he's nowhere to be found. So what I use here is the stinger. You can see the hitbox of the camera through the wall. I'm just trying to find the rat when he spawns. Aim up. He doesn't spawn within about 10 more seconds. Oh, there it is. He disappeared. Okay. At least we got the rat. That's a good thing. Because you've got to like guess whether it's in the water or if it's the rat. Just waiting for him to spawn. It's like the worst rat. Oh, where am I facing? Oh, against the wall, that's fine. Worst rat that I've ever had. There he is.
Oh.
Definitely want to be careful. You don't want him near the vent when you shoot because he hears the missile and then runs away. Oh, caught it too.
Good use of a $100,000 anti-aircraft missile.
That's it. Don't use Mortine, just use finance. So that was a horrible rat. We spent ages trying to look for him, that's fine. Now we go up and chuck the card in. We do that 3 times actually. Warm, cold, and then hot. And then we're on to the final fights.
There's a lot of running around in this section.
It says 125 and we're at the end, but it's like 20 minutes of backtracking.
Yep.
Here's another strat to deal with this guard here. It uses your footsteps. It's kind of funny. He's clueless. Gumtree guard. He spotted me, that counts as an alert, but he didn't shoot me, which is fine. And only on extreme do you have to do like a bit of a buffer here, because otherwise he spots you. So you'll see me lean against the wall. This just kills a bit of time to set him up for where I want him to be. Otherwise he's got telescopes for eyes. He'll see you. So that's the warm card done. We're going to head off and freeze the card up. So we go back to where we fought Raven, and it takes 60 seconds. We normally count 61 for the addition of loading times until it actually changes temperature. Or the method that most of us use is the actual soundtrack that plays in the background. A certain violin plays when it actually changes temperature. You don't want to die there. It'd be a little bit embarrassing.
You're all good.
So 60 seconds. If there's anything that you wish to say, or if there's donations, feel free.
No donations, but just a little information about ASM. We run two different events a year. One at UniSA and AvCon in July in Adelaide, and then again later in the year at PAX Australia in Melbourne. If you ever need to get in contact with us to join or for any other information, we have our Twitter underneath the Twitch bar. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions.
So Snake's basically a Beyblade at this point.
Let it rip.
Oh, that was quick. You see that? It was like 200 RPM. This is a violin that's playing now. You hear the high note and you want to run through. So you don't even have to check. But like, I'll check just in case. Why not? It's cold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't want to get halfway back and then realise.
Yeah. I don't normally check the cold one. Typically when I play, I've got like headphones on so I can actually properly hear it, but there's no fault here, it's fine. So that's the only reason why I checked it. I'm more confident when I can hear the note. And then later on in the blast furnace, there's a couple of ways. You can count 60 seconds. You can listen to the backing track again, or there's a guard that actually does a rotation. When you get to a certain point, it's also hot too. I definitely check it every time I do the blast furnace, because if you go too early, it's like 4 minutes wasted. Bit of an example, it's probably about 3 minutes, give or take, because you go all the way down the elevator, and if you miss the codec, that means the card's not hot. So we use the chaff grenade again just to distract the guard. There's plenty of ways to deal with this one, but I just try and find the novelty fun ways to make it more interesting. There's kicking him, killing him, flipping him, using the chaff, knocking on the wall, using the floorboards as noise. Plenty of ways to work, just whatever you feel comfortable with, really.
And back to card number 3.
Yeah, we run back. And if you thought the torture was bad at mashing, oh, there's a codec that goes for about 45 seconds, and oh, it's the absolute worst.
Punch the ladder again.
Nothing but. So a little bit explanation later on. We've got the Rex fight coming up after I put this hot card in. A lot of people actually struggle with him, especially when you're learning the game or if you're playing it by yourself or like brand new to it. His pattern's a little bit tricky to understand, but if you stay close to him, you should be safe. You don't really have to worry too much. But if you start to stray and get distance from him, he'll use the heat-seeking mortars or missiles, and it's almost impossible to dodge them, really. The only way would be using a chaff grenade or running towards Rex, and even then, sometimes it doesn't work. And after that would be the liquid fight, where you are on top of Rex itself and duke it out, brother versus brother, hand to hand. And hopefully if I can do it properly, we'll be exploiting that too, and Liquid won't even be able to throw a punch. But no guarantees. It's very tricky.
You did it perfectly in practice today.
I did it perfectly in practice today.
You can do it again.
I'll start again. Whenever I do it during my own runs or by myself, I actually mute all the sound sometimes, because it can be very deceiving to the timing of the buttons when you're listening to all the sound and the game and everything. And of course, you can't just mute life at the moment, unfortunately, so we're just going to rough it out. But I've got faith. So Miller will give us a call here in a second, just telling us more stuff about Naomi being a spy. It's not too bad. Sweet. There's also a good to fair chance I can die to steam, like vapor, like boiled water in a second by running into it and not paying attention, and it's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. It does have a bit of a funny consequence. So we're going to run through a area that's just filled with pipes, and they've all got like, I don't know, they weren't really tightened properly, so there's steam everywhere. And if you get hit by it, it takes a little bit of your life away, but I reckon 2 hits from the steam would kill me for sure. And beyond the steam is just extra missiles that we'll need to defeat Rex.
With close one.
I didn't get hit there, but that's fine, I'll take it. See, like I said before, there's the sound that plays in the background, the music, you can listen for that to tell you when the card's hot. Or that guard up there, he also tells you when the card is hot also.
He won't literally shout it at you, but
One can dream.
yeah.
So when he does his rounds up there, he'll actually start walking back down the stairs, and when he gets down to the middle floor there that we're looking at, the card will be hot. And I'll double check it just to be sure, because it's too much of a risk to hope for the best. So it should be about now, which
There we
is beautiful. So like I mentioned before, at the bottom of this elevator there'll be a camera off screen in the top right corner. You can't see it. And it's got like a RNG ticker on it really, depending on what frame you enter the room. And 50% of the time it'll be facing to the left, 50% of the time it'll be facing to the right. If it faces to the left, I can get shot here and die. We want it to be facing to the right. Oh, that's good. Good luck.
Ooh.
So
There we go.
that's good. If it faces to the left, you've got to react as fast as you can, pull back and just destroy it or throw a chaff grenade, whatever you fancy. But fortunately for us, it was facing to the right, so we're happy. And here comes the longest codec call in the game. It's about, about 3 minutes, maybe, if not more, if you listen to it. But we're going to skip right through it, and it's going to hurt my finger just a little bit more than you actually should.
Here we go.
Naomi and her sob stories are the absolute end of this game. You see the word fox die, that's the good stuff, because you see it's the end of the game. Oh, end of the game, I wish. End of the codec. So that's a good workout for the old bones. You don't really have to worry too much about the card changing temperature during areas. I haven't got a definitive time for it because I couldn't be bothered waiting myself when I was practicing or doing my studies of it. But you've got at least 5 minutes to get back here, which is ample amount of time.
Last time we had to climb up these ladders.
Thankfully. So we whack the card in a second, and then Master Miller, supposedly, gives us a ring.
Oh, no spoilers, don't spoil it.
No spoils. But he gives us a buzz, and he's got an interesting story to tell us.
Yep.
That we won't be listening to because we're skipping it. And just for novelty purposes as well, straight after you're supposed to call Otacon, which is easy. You just press select and then scroll down the buttons until you hit the name Otacon. It takes like 3 buttons. But for the fun of it, we're going to dial straight through all the frequencies and...
Oh,
Yeah, right.
he was not where he was supposed to be.
He was having a jolly old time. I think I was too far to the right, so I actually made a bit of a noise there. But yeah, instead of calling Otacon through his name, which takes like half a second, we're going to try and cycle through all the frequencies and just press circle and hope that we land on his immediately. Because it kind of seems fun, and when you do it, you feel amazing.
That's better. Good God.
The amount of silly deaths in this run so far, about 6. Yeah, 6. That's fine. Cool. So it turns out our friend Master Miller, or Kazuhiro Miller, I struggled there, is actually our evil brother Liquid. And he takes off his sunglasses because he doesn't need them anymore. It's indoors.
Oh my God.
Room fills up with gas, and before we die, we'll give Otacon a buzz.
Ooh, let's see if we can do it.
Oh, 1 off. Almost.
Ooh.
That's not bad. So now we just wait for him.
Master Hacker is going to save us. So Meryl hasn't come to save us.
Yeah.
Why'd you save her?
Someone put money in and told me to do it.
And here's the Rex fight.
We don't have any rations, so we'll just chuck on
You'll
the
be fine.
cigarettes. Why not?
Cigarettes.
No tactical advantage.
Cigarettes slowly eat away at your health, by the way.
They sure do.
Yeah, it's realistic.
During my own time, it was definitely too risky to do it a marathon like this. But I do black lung runs of this game, which require you to have the cigarettes equipped for the entire run. And in a nutshell, you're a one-hit kill for the entire game, which is kind of fun. That's gonna hit me. Ooh. Okay.
All right, pretty good.
So
Just one hit.
To Grey Fox's sob story here.
Yeah.
And after this cutscene, it's nutty. Like, I probably won't hit it, but every now and then, when I say that I won't hit it, I'll hit it. Is you got about like a quarter of a second, maybe half a second to hold up and left, equip the stinger, aim up and hit Rex, like nutty speeds. And it saves like a couple of seconds. It's not really worth the hassle if you messed up, get hit, but it looks good, so I'll try it now.
It does look pretty impressive.
Looks like this. That's fine.
All good. Yeah, somehow dodging to the side there avoids that laser, even though it goes right through you.
Must be just not enough light. One more hit.
There we go,
Nice.
nice and clean.
That's that big robot dude that the world's scared of, taken down by an infantryman. So coming up here is a cutscene that I can't skip. It's 2 minutes and 31 seconds long.
There's a lot of talking.
It is possible to skip it in the Japanese integral version, but we don't have that with us today. So
Liquid.
we get to listen to this.
Still alive.
I won't
So
die.
feel free if there's
long as
any
you
donations
still
to
live.
chuck them in.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I'm done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were,
As we should be. That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish.
Oh, when he was young, during the Cold War,
The world needed men like us.
we were valued then. We were desired.
But
Things
oh, are
different now.
With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be.
We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurs our very existence. You should know that as well as I do.
After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict will bring conflict, new hatreds will arise, and then we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem
Is balance.
Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of war.
Ha! You lie. So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's what.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades? That was. I watched your face when you did it.
You did it.
It was filled with joy,
Joy.
battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were
We were created to be that way.
Created?
Come on.
I've
Brilliant.
listened to that enough times. I know the story word for word almost. It's ridiculous.
If anybody's looking for voice actors, this guy.
Yeah. Once upon a time I could do a good snake, but those days are gone.
Ugh, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
That's
Colonel.
horrible.
Trying to sneak into Shadow Moses, but I'm dummy thick. Clapping my cheeks, keep alerting the guards.
Colonel, I'm dummy thick. The clap.
Oh, it's horrible.
Nearly there. Just a bit of a fist fight between bros.
That's it.
Shirts off.
If you win,
So what's happened here is he's primed a nuclear device on the top of this thing there. There it is, the little blinky dot
could
thing.
enjoy one.
3 minutes left, and he's going to monologue for about 30 seconds of it, the absolute unit.
If you cross this line,
As he's saying now, if you cross this line, you fall. That's
At
only
this
valid
height,
on this difficulty.
it will
Every other
kill
difficulty, you don't
even
fall.
you.
So if I go near the edge, it's an insta-death, which isn't too pretty, but hopefully I can get this stun lock going down. No guarantees.
How about you, Snake?
Oh, God.
Stop, he's already dead.
He's already dead.
Jesus.
Yeah, crouching apparently just ducks his headbutt. Oh. Oh, that's going to hurt more.
You're out of time.
Ooh, oh no. That's how quickly that fight can go south.
Yeah, like I said before, the problem with this is I actually listen to the timing of the circle being pressed, and when I hear liquid going "Ugh," every half a second, it just puts me out of balance. No excuses though, of course. Oops.
Nice shot.
Don't kick me, please. The punches I can deal with. The kick is the scariest one, as you saw earlier. It can send you straight off. When his life gets below you, he starts throwing kicks properly. Oops. Okay. Ow.
You're out of time.
Oh, as if that connected.
There we go.
It's a good fight, I love it. So yeah, pressing X, you can crouch, and you can duck the punches, you can duck the kicks, and surprisingly, he just phases through you when he does the headbutt too, which is kind of cool. This is an added codec call if you save Merrill, it's not really in a typical run. Merrill will be like, hurry!
Hurry!
Oh, calm down.
And here's the final part of the
I'll
game.
drive.
Now, like, I don't brag too much about how I play them. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, and I'm not too fussed. Like I said earlier, I just play it for fun. I don't really care too much about my times when I play it. But the one thing I will brag about is being the first person to ever do this section damageless, and I'm going to hold that and put it on my resume. Don't expect it now, because everyone thought it was impossible and a Taz couldn't do it, but I have a video of doing it, and I was pretty proud of myself. I've already taken damage, which doesn't matter, but that's what the only bragging thing I'm going to put out there. I was happy with myself. The trickiest part is these guard posts coming up. This first one's not too bad, you can deal with it pretty easily, but the second one, a lot of people always, I don't say a whole lot, everyone takes damage there. So that one's not too bad, but the next one there's 3 guards, and you pretty much just have to hit them consecutively without them being able to take a shot at you, otherwise you definitely get hit, but no guarantees.
Not out of the woods yet. Here they come. We'll never make it.
It's a very tough thing, but I managed to do it once, and that's what matters. And I've got it on video too, it shows a bit of proof. Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't want to die.
You're right. I counted
There we go.
5 shots. No, this Probably the toughest thing about this on Extreme is the lack of rations. So what you have in life is what you get. Lucan can be very tough, but as long as you've got your gun over him, he won't shoot. So you need him 6 times each phase on Extreme. 5 on hard, 4 on easy, and 4 on normal and 3 on easy, I think. Hitbox, where are you, mate? There you go.
There it is.
Here you can hit him almost frame perfectly as he hits you. That saves a little bit of time, and it's also saves you from getting shot too. But I can't do it every time. You pretty much just want to shoot when you don't see the headlights anymore of his Jeep. Right there, I've got it there, which is pretty good. I didn't get it there. Typically, if you're playing very easy, the time will actually stop at the end of this Jeep chase. But unfortunately, we get to sit through the credits because the time is stopped upon seeing the score. But that should be an issue. Hitbox? Yeah, that should be an issue. We'll still be before the estimate. The credits go for exactly 6 minutes and 38 seconds. That's pretty ridiculous how long they go for. And typically when you play the game, the timing's actually done from in-game for whatever reason. I guess to avoid timing between like changing disc and controllers and stuff. So we get to sit and wait for a bit. But that's pretty much the last game input there.
And one more codec.
Yeah, if you count the codec, it does, yeah. It'll be a little bit longer too because we saved Merrill. In a second, we're about to see Naomi cry, unfortunately. And little fun fact, you don't have to spam X because it doesn't make any faster. So relax your arm.
So.
And
Come
resume spamming.
There we go.
And then it will say some message about nuclear war from 1993 to 1998, or the 80s at least. And the credits will roll for, like I said before, 6 minutes and 30, well, I can't remember now, it's 6 minutes 30 something seconds. I always change the time every time I say it. And then we'll see the score. And that will be time when the word score appears pretty much. But while we've got this downtime anyway, I'd just like to say it was a pleasure playing here, and this is my first time actually coming to a marathon event of any sort, that is. I've been running this game since 2013, and it doesn't look like it from my performance anyway. But yeah, this is pretty much all I do running these days, it's what people enjoy, and I definitely had a blast coming here and enjoying both everyone else's runs and my own today. And I look forward to the rest of them for the rest of the week. Lastly, well, I wouldn't say lastly, there's probably more stuff, but there's a dude named Panda Skinner who asked me to say happy birthday to him because it was his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday, Panda.
And he always comes through my streams and enjoys it and has a good laugh. So I promised him that one. And then other than that, yeah, I just had a lot of fun, really. Should still be, yeah, it should be sub 2 hours in game time, easy, which is a little weak because my PV at the moment's 141. And the person I'm trying to beat, who has the world record on PS1, is 138. So I'm close, but no cigar just yet, unfortunately. Other than that, straight after me, Mango here will be running Resident Evil 2 on PC. He's pretty good at it, a lot better than I can at least. I used to play Resident Evil 2 as a run, but not anymore these days. I've stuck to MGS, so I do 1, 2 and 3 on MGS at the moment, and a couple of other PS1 games. With the MGS games, I do run them on European Extreme or Extreme, if whatever's the difficult one. I just find it more enjoyable, and I'm sure other people do as well. But other than that, it's about 4 minutes left of this credits left.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
It's a nice song, but
That's it. This is where I like mute my mic and go to the bathroom because I've been holding it in for an hour and a half. But some stock footage from Alaska that I believe the developers went and filmed themselves when researching the place, so it's not too bad. And Mango's infamous, or notorious if you will, tool unit should be approaching soon.
Yeah, there's the motion unit, the camera unit, and the tool unit.
Don't even know what they do, but they're called the tool unit, which is quite hilarious.
Do you know the words to this?
In a second, when the mushrooms appear, it's going to say, Sony is in my mouth. Now.
Thank you for that.
I wanted to say it, but I don't have $1 in me to put in the jar.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know what
we're
language.
going to unhear that now.
That's the fear. That's the problem. Like, I had many people say, "Oh, what's the thing?" I'm like, if you hear it, you're not going to unhear it. And truly, I hear it every time I play the game. And I was joking with my friend earlier. The game itself wasn't the issue. The biggest boss battle for me was profanity, because when I'm streaming, it's the worst thing. Every sentence is just one after the other, because I'm losing my mind. But I've managed to contain myself today. I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you did well.
I'll treat myself to a bottle of water. Yeah. I don't have $1. Hold on. Oh, there was $1, I'm pretty sure. That's 50 cents.
How much is in there? 10. Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, does 90 cents count?
Making exceptions one time. Next time, it'll be a big trouble.
Yeah. I've got to be really careful. I don't have anything in my wallet.
This game can suck my dick.
Oh, jeez. It's all going to a good cause, so it's all good.
That was my Macca's money. I was going to get a soft serve with that one, surely.
So I'll shut, yes.
Nah. It's really fun. Like I said, I've had plenty of practice in it, and most of the time I make my own strats, or I'm a huge fan of doing my own setups and stuff like that. So some of that you'll see inspiration from other people, and some is just my own creation, so that's the way I prefer to do it. And I'd like to say I'm really good at it, but like every time I run it, I just make the simplest mistakes. For example, on my channel, I've got a clip where I die to water, believe it or not.
That's right.
I was doing a black lung run, which means you're a one-hit kill, so you've got 1% of health for the entire game. And near the end, where you pick up the power card, you've got to run into the water to pick it up. And I wasn't paying attention. I ran straight in and just instantly died to knee-high water, which was quite interesting. And that kind of ruined the run, but it was a good laugh, be it that.
It's always fun to die in stupid ways.
That's it. I've died to the wolves, I've died to the steam. I think I've drowned once at the start, but that was more intentionally. You name it, I've died to it. So we'll have a little bit of a monologue here from Ocelot, who actually reveals his identity, and then the actual word of score will appear, and there'll be time, which I'll point out. Yeah, feel free. This goes for about 45 seconds.
We have a $54.06 donation from Luke Langford saying, "Dad is proud." And a $1 from Luke Anderson, "Here's your dollar."
Fox guy should be coming activated soon.
It was good fun. I was a little nervous. Like I said, this is my first time actually appearing in front of a crowd when I play it, and I don't really stream for many people. I just stream for the people that enjoy it. Really, I'm not too fussed. Like I said, I just play it for fun. So I was a little nervous coming up in here. It was a great, real fun experience, and definitely a friendly community. So I've really enjoyed it. I look forward to next time, which I might have to put in another game, I guess. Maybe like MGS2 or something. Don't tempt me.
That's right.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, European Extreme.
Branch out a bit.
He was the inferior
But yeah, that'll be next year. I'm definitely keen to at least come through and watch it if I'm not accepted anyway. So this was great fun. I definitely enjoyed it. And then as for everyone that came through, I shouted out as many people that could. Like, just come look, come watch the marathons. You know, heaps of players. And it was great to see them all come through, especially the donations as well. It really means a lot, both for myself and obviously the charity that we're giving it to.
Yeah, it's a good charity.
Yes, thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President. Oh my God. So, time will be any second now. Time.
There we go. 4:41.
Over 2 hours, that's rough.
Ooh.
That is rough
It's
indeed.
not too far over.
But yeah, that was fun. I had a lot of fun anyway, so cheers for everyone that stuck around and enjoyed themselves.